Okay. And then what's this Ian Bremmer quote? He's saying 40% of my country will vote for Trump no matter what. I refuse to vilify them, but I'm not joining in. Here's why. Did he have an interesting take on this?
He had a nice video that Anand shared. Ian Bremmer is what we call political kind
He's
of
like
guru.
a foreign... He's specializes in foreign policy. Mm-hmm. He has his own think tank called the Eurasia Group. And he's a pretty objective guy.
Yeah.
When I hear him talk about
he's not been objective
views.
on Trump, though, to be fair.
But he explains why he's been objective on Trump.
He's anti-Trump?
No, he ends the video why he doesn't. He's like, I voted for Republicans. I voted for Democrats in my lifetime. The reason why he's anti-Trump is because of just sheer incompetence.
Yep.
He's like, it has nothing to do with policy and politics. It's just like, when you have an incompetent leader, nothing's going to get done. Yep. It doesn't even matter what your worldview is.
Yep.
So what he explains is all the different types of folks that are going to vote for Trump. And this is why. So he starts with the evangelical Christians. Okay. And he's like, it kind of answers what we've always been asking, like, how can you support him? They're like, look, forget Trump, the person.
Yep.
If you look at what Trump the administration's done, is they've packed judicial courts with federal judges that hold conservative values.
Yep.
So anti-abortion, maybe whatever evangelical Christian values are conservative values, right?
Yep.
Then he goes down the line. If you're a wealthy person, he's deregulated businesses. He's lowered taxes. Yep. That's another group that's going to vote for him. Then you have just straight up people that
are racist.
That
yep.
their communities now have immigrants, now have refugees in their neighborhoods, and they're like, we don't want this.
Yep.
Not in my backyard.
Yep.
And then you have and what he's actually on a mission, and he's been tweeting about it, and I actually think it's the right view. He's like, the liberal people that would be up in arms if you were to mock Hispanics and black people are mocking the rural working class. Yeah. And that's equally as wrong.
Yeah.
So the rural working class that is voting for Trump, and you have all these liberal elites calling them idiots and dumbasses and fuckboys and you're morons.
Yeah.
It's like no different
He
than...
didn't use the word fuckboys.
No, I'm saying...
No, that's our word.
That's we're not as smart as the foreign policy think tank. I'm trying to Joe Rogan it. Yeah. But he's just saying, like, you're doing exactly what you criticize the far right of doing.
Yeah.
You can't do that. And that's why we are where we are, because you have liberal elites that are educated that claim they hold these liberal values they're all progressives, but they're mocking an entire portion of the country because they're so stupid, quote unquote, for voting for Trump.
So he's very specific. It's white, uneducated people. That's the population that he feels is really being alienated, because he does talk about economic prosperity and saying that, like, the uneducated white worker obviously has been left behind over the last 10 years. And so, if you don't include them in your conversation, but you include...
But here's my difference.
Yeah.
My difference is, if you're the racist person, you're saying that these people are inherently stupid because of their race, or inherently lesser because of their race. I have made fun of Trump voters. What I'm saying is, these idiots are in a bad way and they think this is the way out, and you're stupid for thinking.
No, but okay.
So I think what he's saying...
I'm not saying white, rural, like you guys are just idiots by nature.
So then the assumption you're making is that all rural working class people are racist.
Which isn't
true.
No.
Right?
No, but isn't he comparing racists to us for making fun of Trump voters? Isn't he saying we are similar?
Mocking rural working class people, not all Trump voters. So there's videos of like a liberal person screenshotting a picture of some like poor white neighborhood with MAGA 2020, and they're like, "How's it going, you maggots?" And he's like, "Guys, you have to stop. You can't criticize these just because they're voting for Trump and you're calling them morons. It's no different than if someone." What did Trump say about the Mexican judge in 2016? It's like no different, right?
Yeah. But we've mocked those people. So I'm trying to work my way through it. And my thing
I'm not saying we're above that. We're just
no. But I'm just trying to, the reason why I don't think it hits exactly is because we're not saying that all rural working class people are stupid.
Yeah, but
we're saying the ones that think that Trump is the way out and have fallen for this message are stupid.
No, but the problem is where, and I don't know because I'm not friends with rural white workers. If you looked at the entire population, do you believe all rural white uneducated voters of Trump are racist?
No.
Okay.
I think it's like a fun thing to say.
Okay, but how many? Okay, what percentage of that do you think? Do you think it's half?
I think
a large portion.
I think it could be half. Yeah.
Okay, so then the other half needs to be included in.
So I don't want to get in percentages. You're white, so just like I can't talk about you can't talk about.
That's why I asked him the question.
Trust me, no one's gonna be outraged.
Yeah.
No, but the I think the next point is that other portion of the rural working class white voter that's going for Trump is just the burn it down. Because Trump is representing, in theory, I'm going to burn the system down and everyone, like, let's try something new. I didn't make money under Bush. I'm poor under Bush. I'm poor under Obama. Maybe this guy burns it down.
Yeah, I get that. I get it. I just think comparing it to like people who hate people because of their like race is different.
Yeah.
Because I think they're dumb because of their choices, not because inherently they are dumb because they were born dumb.
Right.
Yeah. I think the distinction is, I mean, it would be amazing to know the information of the question I just asked, which is like, if you took rural white uneducated people voting for Trump, what percentage is racist and what percentage is just like he is the way out for me?
Yeah, and the reason you'll never know it is because I have heard very closely, let's say, of conversations where people are actually acting out of fear of immigrants and stuff like that, but would never consider themselves racist.
Yeah.
So you'll never actually know.
I think you have a lot of progressives who feel the same way.
Yeah.
That live in their fancy neighborhoods and pretend they're progressives, but if their neighborhood started looking a little different,
a little
they
darker,
would be like, no, quite like, oh, what? Did you see who moved in?
Did you
see who moved in on this street?
Down over there at 1501?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think,
there's a lot of fake progressives.
Yeah. But that's also the point is I didn't mean to derail that because I was just trying to work out like why I see it differently because we do make fun of those people.
Yeah.
You know what I think? You know when you talk about like America hating like elites, I think it's I don't even think it's financial elites. I think it's like
talking down to people,
educational elites who think they know everything and their worldview is better than mine. Because like the one thing that this country worships is money, right? There's nothing more important to Americans than money.
Yep.
So let's assume you respect all rich people because they have money. There is that weird underlying worship that like middle class, lower class Americans have. Is anyone who's rich is amazing. But where it goes south is where you hear people in California or New York who the way they view the world is so like, I don't know. It is elitism, but like I think it's like more like knowledge elitism. Like, oh, you don't know about this, or you don't understand this. Yeah. And even though they're living a different life than the person that lives a different life, that lives another life in another city, they just, the way they, I don't know, it is a perspective thing. Yeah. It's perspective elitism that I think is what pissing people off in the rest of the country. So then
do we have to stop?
Me, I'm personally not going to stop. I'm not running for president, so I don't care. But I'm just saying, I see why people in the middle of the country are like, shut the fuck up, D. I don't care what you think.
Yeah, I don't know where I'd land on that. Because to me, it's almost like, isn't there, like the same way, like there's an argument, and I'm not saying I do this, but there's an argument for fat shaming being good.
Yeah.
There is something about, right? And once again, just to be clear, I don't fat shame. But isn't there something about like calling out a knowledge discrepancy because the goal is to get people more knowledgeable? Like being more knowledable is objectively good. But you got to do it the
Joe Rogan way then. You have to do it the Joe Rogan way, which is it's call people out. Because if you
know what's not going to work is Stephen Colbert,
shouting,
Jimmy Kimmel, all these guys every night mocking half the country.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, they've tuned out, so they're
and the Oscars, the Emmys, like those. If you have any view of like Trump is the guy or MAGA is the way, you want to kill these people.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and those people want to kill us too. I mean,
yeah, that's the problem, and that's what we're getting nowhere.
Yeah, but also we're more like just saying our perspective as opposed to like I think those guys are trying, or like running a late night show.
Yeah.